Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to talk about cutting window cling material with your Cricut machine, and I'm going to use it to make some seasonal snowflakes. However, this material is what you would use for like privacy film in a bathroom if you wanted shapes on a window, that type of thing. This is the perfect material for that. And my favorite version of this is this frosted window cling. So you can probably see it on camera just a little bit here as I move it around, because it's like a clear frosted material, which makes it perfect for things like windows. Now the window cling material itself, I've seen it in black, red, silver, just regular white, not the frosted. The frosted is definitely by far my personal favorite. However, if you're doing like seasonal window clings, like you want to do hearts for Valentine's Day, the red would probably be something that you would purchase for that. But if you want to do the snowflakes or a privacy film, something like that, I do think the frosted is the best version of the window cling, at least for me. So the first thing we want to look at is what is the difference between window cling and vinyl? Like, why would you use window cling? Why would you pick this product? So let's take a look at the two different products side by side and the differences. This product is window cling and this is vinyl, and I'm actually using a removable vinyl, but the same differences would apply. The window cling I'm using is my favorite, which is the frosted. However, you can get colors in this as well. So let's take a look. First of all, the backing will be similar. So you can see a backing there, and this is the Cricut brand of window cling. However, if you peel back the corner of the vinyl, you'll feel it's sticky. So the back of the vinyl itself is sticky. If you peel back the corner of the window cling, it really doesn't feel like anything. So it just kind of feels like a piece of maybe plastic. So let's cut just a square out of the window cling and the vinyl, and we'll take a piece of glass and I'll show you the differences there. We're just going to use this as our window, so it's actually a shadow box. And first of all, the window cling. So again, you peel it back and it just feels like a piece of plastic, but if you stick it down, you'll see that it sticks to your window. The vinyl, when you peel it back, it's sticky, and when you stick it down, again, it sticks to your window. However, the window cling will peel up very easily, and then you can relocate it however many times you would like, because it just sort of clings to the surface. The vinyl, on the other hand, you would peel up more like a sticker, and so the more you stick it and reposition it, the less sticky it will be. So the window cling is great for window applications that are temporary or that you would want to change often. So we're going to make some snowflakes that you might want to decorate for, say, winter, and you would remove them later, stick them back on some backing paper, and then you could use them the next year in the same manner. So window cling is great for that. And I also, the reason I like this frosted is for privacy. So over windows and bathrooms and things like that, you can cut decals or designs or just frost the whole thing with window cling. So window cling is definitely the product to use for that. So now that you've seen kind of that vinyl is that adhesive backed sticker, and this stuff is like a piece of plastic that clings to your window. So you might have had seasonal window clings when you were little that you purchased at the store. This is a way to make those at home with your Cricut machine. You also may have seen this material used as a privacy film, cut into shapes, used on a window as privacy film, or just the entire window covered in it. I have it on some windows in my home. So yes, you can use this material a couple different ways, and it's a material that not a lot of people talk about, but is really useful. So let's take a look at how to cut this material on your Cricut machine. I put the material on a light grip mat with the liner side down, and then I did go over it with my brayer just to make sure it was stuck down really well. You can cut this with any Cricut machine. I'm using my Explorer Air 2, and you want to pick the window cling setting. So with the Explorer Air 2, I put my dial on custom. With other machines, you would just pick window cling in design space. And then you do cut it with the fine point blade, and I'm just going to load my mat and then press go to cut. Once that's done cutting, we'll just unload the mat. And then let's take a look at these cuts. With this material, you can weed it just like vinyl. So I'm just gonna pick up in the corner here. And I can peel this back. And you can probably see here some snowflakes where I'm peeling this frosted window cling back. Now I can keep going. I could weed the centers of these. However, I can just pick them up because I just want the snowflake portion on my window. So let's just pick these off of here and add them to our window or frame. So now for each of these, I can just peel them off the liner and stick them right to my window, or I'm going to do a frame in this case, and just stick them on. Now you can use something like a scraper just to make sure it stays in place. But again, you can reposition these. You can peel them off, you can put them back on. You can use them again next year. There are a wide variety of things you can do with the window clings themselves. So for each of these, you can just peel them off of the liner and then just add them to your window. We're gonna pretend this is a window. You can use something like a scraper just to make sure it's down. You can also use the wet application method for window cling, and I have done that several times before, and I will link to a video about the wet application method below. For larger pieces of window cling, like if you're going to cover an entire window, the wet application method will probably help you, and that way you don't get as many bubbles inside of the window cling itself. So I've used window cling on a variety of surfaces and used it for many years, and I've even taken it off. You can actually clean it. So if it gets a little less than sticky or like it gets dirty on the window, you can take it off, clean it, both sides, and stick it back on. Now the side that is against the liner is the side you want to put on the window, and you can feel it. So the side that's against the liner is smooth, and the other side is kind of a texture. So you want to put the smooth side against the window. So you do always want to remember that when working with window cling. And that's all there is to it. And then when I'm done with these, whether that be a month or a year or however long, I can just peel them right off because it's literally just clinging to the surface. There is no adhesive at all on the window cling material. So I put several of these snowflakes in this shadow box and actually added blue paper to the inside so you could see them a little bit better with the frosted window cling. So you can kind of see the detail that I was able to get out of this window cling. Now they do say not to get too intricate with your cuts, and I think it's just because of transferring it would be hard. However, I was able to get fairly intricate and transfer it fine. And again, these will peel literally right off of the surface, no problem. Then you can reposition it, stick it in another area, and just press it down. So a super fun product and perfect for making decorative window clings for the holidays or for the seasons, or for doing things like privacy film on a window. So now we've cut and applied it to our window here, which is a shadow box for use on the video. However, this material would work on any glass or hard surface. I particularly use it on glass. A window in my home is where I would use this material. However, the front of the shadow box, it could definitely be used for that. However, like you saw, I can peel this right off. So it would not be a shadow box that I would use where little hands could get to it and try to pick it off, because they definitely will be able to remove it. But if you wanted to make like a seasonal shadow box type decor, you could use window cling on the front, as long as it's not in a place where people are going to be trying to remove it or touch it, because they can literally peel it right off, as you saw. So now you know how to use window cling and some of the uses for it around your home. So whether you're cutting snowflakes or some privacy film for your window, I hope you'll think about window cling as something that you might want to purchase. So I do have links for everything I used in the description below this video. If you're on computer, click show more below the video. If you're on mobile, swipe up on the video or click the arrow to expand the description, depending on how you're watching. I'll have a list of links, including links to purchase the window cling if you want to give it a try for yourself. So now, if you have any questions about window cling or anything we've covered, please ask those in the comment section below. If you liked this video, if it helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.